Fair warning, when you're leaving Burgos, the path is not very well marked. Matter of fact, it ain't marked. I haven't seen a yellow arrow or a seashell since I got into town. So you pretty much gotta have the app to get out of town or follow other pilgrims, but I haven't seen anything. I have seen some pilgrim monuments or pilgrim artwork, so I figured I was on the right path. Burgos is not dependent on pilgrims. I don't know if they like pilgrims here, but they're not as dependent as these smaller communities are. So it is what it is. I prefer walking through the non-industrial area, the agrarian area, but gotta get out of town, so I am getting out as fast as I can. Big city life is not for me. Okay, never follow the idiot in front of you who's not looking at his GPS when there's no, just got out of my mouth, there was no signage. And here I have led everybody astray, about a dozen of us. We're all following me like ducks in a row. That was a mistake. Their first mistake of the morning. Yeah, never follow the idiot in the front. Just goes to show you, if you look like you know what you're doing, people will think you know what you're doing, right? So you can get by with a lot of stuff doing that. Like going out a fire escape and into the morning. Oh, what a beautiful day it's gonna be today. Do have some elevation gain. Couple, looks like on here is big time, but it's like we're going up 1200 and coming back down 14. So about 3 different hills. A little bit about the Albergue. So I stayed in the municipal Albergue. It was only 10 euros. That's the cheapest I think I've seen so far. Of course, there's no breakfast. There's no supper. You're just in Burgos and you go grab you something to eat. I would say don't stay there for a couple reasons. One, the lights didn't get turned off till like 10:30. So I had a mask that I brought, but they did get turned out before that, before I could get to sleep, so I could take that off. Just having something on my face, just unusual, so I'm not prone to sleep with something like that. It's in cubicle styles, so 4 to a cubicle. Snoring wasn't an issue, but bathrooms were. I mean, we got by with it, but you know, you've got, I think I counted 12 cubes of 4, so that's 48 people, and it's a mixed dormitory. A lot of them are, and there's 4 showers, 1 girl's bathroom and 1 guy's bathroom. That's it for that many people. So I think that's ridiculous. And the biggest ridiculous thing is that they lock you in without panic bars and you can't get out. So I came down this morning and there's this one, I don't know, he speaks Spanish I think, but he doesn't speak much English. He's rummaging around the front desk for the key to get out. And there's about 5 other people down there. And so somebody had already told me about the way to get out, and I watched somebody successfully do it. If you have to go down a back fire escape, go through a panic bar, which does not set off an alarm, and then you still got a locked gate from the apartment complex next door. But there is a push button on the wall. You hit that and it unlocks it, so you don't have to have a combination. So I watched a Korean person go down and do that and successfully get out. I'm like, okay, now if you didn't have that, there's about 30 feet between the push button and the door you go through with the panic bar to get out. So and it's got a closure on it, so it will shut behind you. If you get over there to that door and there's no way to get out, you're trapped in there. You can't get back through the door with the panic bar. So I made sure there was a guinea pig first, and that worked. And so then I go down there to see if the door's locked. You know me, want to stay within the rules. And I get down there, and obviously it's not unlocked because they're rummaging around with the keys. So in best language, I could tell the guy, hey, you want out, follow me. He seemed to understand that. So I think there was somebody in there that explained it to him as well. But so all 12 of us went up a floor, went to the fire escape, got back down the floor. So we're out. There was other people didn't know that, still sitting in there, and we just let them be. I didn't know. I didn't want it to be something that would ruin it for other people coming. So if the whole place was vacated, they might start making arrangements. So to stop that. So we got out. Appreciate those folks on the Camino site that gave me that advice. So we've had 2 steady ups today. On the second one, there's 3, but I think this is the most severe. Already passed the 13-mile mark, which was the end of the stage from Burgos, the first one. And so we did that by 10:30. That is crazy. I've been hiking with this couple from Arizona. I think they're a little older than me. And they wore me slap out. Lady and her husband, she walks every day. She says she walks on hills like this. I didn't know Arizona had hills like this where they're at, but anyhow, pretty amazing. And I'm gonna get to the top of this hill and take a break. Have not stopped except for breakfast right out of Burgos. I'm gonna stop up here, top of the hill, take my shoes off, let them breathe, put me some of that magic cream on them. Maybe eat me a cracker. Oh, I got a banana. Eat me a banana and let my feet breathe out some, and then for the final push on to my destination. Not sure how far that is. I think it's probably 9 more miles. That was 13 back there. I've probably done a mile since then, and I'm going 23-ish. So yeah, that would be 9 at the top up here, if this will ever end. Alright, I came to the top of the hill. I think I've hit the Meseta in earnest. So Meseta is an area of nothing but agriculture, very little trees, and it's flat, and there's nothing out there. So that looks a lot like this to me. So I think I've hit it. So it just took me a quick banana break and make some adjustments to my feet, put some of the magic lotion on it, and stretch them out and continue down. I will have to be, I got 9.9 to go for the day. It's 11:40. I'm hiking 3 an hour. That puts me there in what, 4 hours? So around 4-ish, which is what I've been getting in. Typically, if I do multiple stages or particularly stages, you know, like one plus a big part of another one, So, but I got to get a place to stay. There's plenty of places to stay there, so I'm not worried about it, but I'd like to get the one I want with a communal dinner. So we'll see. When I find something for y'all to look at besides nothing, I'll let you know. Coming up this hill right here, what do I see? Boom! Well under 500 kilometers. 477.7. They don't use a dot, they use a comma here, which is kind of confusing. They do that with their money too, because if you see something that's like 350 euros, they'll put a comma in it and it looks like it's 3,500 euros. Obviously I'm not paying that for gelato, but anyway, that is huge. Under 500, well under. So we did that. The dates that we've hit, I guess we've hiked 25 kilometers already today. Probably going for 40-ish, whatever the 23 miles is. Y'all do the math. I can't do it right now. Good news is, got a room at the place I wanted to, Albergue Orion. And so that I will have done 2 stages a day. They got a communal dinner, communal breakfast. I'm excited about that. Most people staying in this next town that kind of splits these stages. That was a short stage. It's only like 13 miles. So, and then the next one was, I think it's shorter than that, because I'm only doing 23 miles, so it'd have to be 10. So took advantage of having 2 short stages back to back so I could knock 2 of them out. Of course, the stages are, they break those up into how many days it takes you, should take you. So average hiker, according to them, should take them 33 days. It's 33 stages. I think I'm on like stage 13 and this is day 10. So I'm 3 days ahead. Not any reason other than I just hike faster and later than they've got the stages set up. All right, let me get up top of this hill. I'm coming in here to the village of Hontanas, and I am going to get me a bite to eat because it's warm and I'm hungry. But we're not going to be staying here for the night. We'll be moving on. Restaurant with all this stuff going on here, I know they'll have a place to eat. Looks like they're gonna, I think that right there, they got water in there, get a fountain. But down here they said they had lavatories, bathrooms, lavatories. Don't need it, but they're gonna draw some pilgrims in that way. This town's got to have been set up just for pilgrims. I mean, there's nothing else out here. A lot of albergues. This is where a lot of people stop because it's further than the, so that's the last stage, such a short stage, and it's going on 1 o'clock now. So this is typically people stop around 12 to 1. So way too early for me, but we'll get a bite to eat and keep on going. We got an electrolyte drink here called Aquarius. This comes in either just like a mineral water taste or an orange taste. I have my own electrolytes, of course, but I wanted to try that. So it's not bad. It tastes kind of like a flat orange knee-high. Not much sparkling to it. But going there, should have a communal dinner tonight. Probably get there about 4-ish. It's not directly on the Camino. All of the, it's got full green comments on Granzi, which is what I've been using to really help out, to find out, you know, which ones are, that, you know, the comments, and find the complaints and stuff on them. And they also, it'll also tell you whether or not they got a communal meal or not, and a kitchen. I'm not doing any cooking. Some folks say that that's real neat to get together with a group and cook. I don't have a group, it's just me, so that won't be going on, but I do enjoy the communal meals. All right, we should be coming in the next 2 hours to my final destination for today. And when I get there, I'll immediately take well, they'll have to give me my, I don't know if it's got cotton sheets or disposable. A lot of them have these disposable made out of like real thin Tyvek or real thick tissue paper. And they put that over there just to keep whatever's already on it from getting dirty. Of course, I use my sleeping bag liner and my sleeping bag anyway. Don't use their blankets because some of them don't wash them regularly. But so far, knock on wood, no problems with bed bugs. That's my greatest fear. All right, get there in 2 hours. I'll show you a little bit about it, and that will be it for, what'd I say, day 10? Yep, day 10. I saw a sign back there, by the way, it said 244 miles to Santiago. I think my trip was 188. So that means that was the 488 miles. That means that was the halfway point. So that's pretty cool. I thought I was only a third of the way done 2 days ago, and maybe that's the case. But I'll have to check that out tonight and make sure I'm right about that as I'm looking to see what my day's gonna be for tomorrow. All right, I come from way on the other side of that mountain, lots of mountains away from Burgos. Here come some folks. I saw them on the trail. That's the monastery right there. I don't know what that is on top of the hill. I'll ask around. But I've made it here, and I'll be going to my albergue, getting checked in, and I am right on time, maybe a little ahead of schedule. I figured 4 and it's 3:20. Whew. And not an hour too soon, because my feet and bones hurt. This is about my limit, 23 miles, I think. All right, we'll chat with you in a bit.